This is episode 3 of Pinstripes with Putt. It's been about a week and a half since we recorded episode 2 right before spring training. We've got about a week and a half of spring training games. Nothing too serious with the starters yet, but we've got plenty of prospect talk, and definitely the shortstop position has been quite the talk around Yankees baseball right now. So there's a little bit to talk about. As always, I'm your host Putt, here with good old Dawson.
I don't know how to introduce myself yet, but yeah, what's up? It's Dawson.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out soon.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of winging it. So just to hop into it, a little recap for the week. I've got some numbers pulled up on my Mac behind where I'm recording. First off, the first numbers to really look at is Volpe here. 6 for 17 with a homer. 3 stolen bases. He's just looked absolutely electric, which is what I just got to. The shortstop position.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Do I think he's going to be the starting shortstop on opening day?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Thank you, Brian Cashman.
Yeah, it's really going to force Cashman's hand if he's going to decide to not keep him down for at least a month and get that extra year of control. Also looking... Trey Sweeney, the Yankees' first-round pick this year, 2 for 4 with a dinger. All the prospects will look good. Jason Dominguez, 6 for 14 with 2 homers, stolen base.
2 shots.
Oh, yeah, 2 shots. Oswaldo Cabrera's looked great, 5 for 17, 2 homers, 7 ribbies. All the kids just look phenomenal right now. I'm trying to find Oswaldo Cabrera's numbers real quick before jump a little bit further in. Where is this guy? Here he is. 2 for 9. Nothing jump off the page. 1 stolen base, but again, very small sample size. We were going to record this like 4 days ago and wanted more at-bats, and this still really isn't enough at-bats to look at. But
Willie Calhoun had a 2-hit game, I think, yesterday, 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah, he's looking at him right here. He's 8 for 14 with a homer. He's looking good. Last night, Judge put his first ball out of the park this year. He's looking to get some left field reps soon. That should definitely be a little interesting. I think it'll be just fine though. He played a shit ton of center last year, so really, what's left field?
Mitch
Keller. Yeah.
Mitch Keller is no slouch.
No, Mitch Keller is not a slouch. He top prospect with the Pirates.
If you look back at that Volpe homer, like the slider, I mean, people say that it was like, a slider that kind of hung over the plate, but it was still a pretty good pitch. Like it was something that was very good to see Volpe just completely crush a ball like that.
Oh yeah, Volpe, yeah, he's hitting. He made a play yesterday. I thought I was watching Derek Jeter play. Obviously not the greatest defensive shortstop of all time, but he made those like hustle plays. I don't know if you know what play I'm talking about. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I do.
Coming up the middle. Just good defensive metric ain't gonna show that, but it was a damn good play. Volpe, is he gonna the Dodgers? So not to scramble my words here, but IKF. Now, has a little bit of trade potential with the Dodgers. Now that Gavin Lux is done for the year, they were looking at IKF before the year, so there might be a chance to trade IKF to the Dodgers.
I hope so. I mean, the seat's only getting hotter and hotter with these young guys playing well. I mean, with Peraza, he's got 3 guys under him, whether it's Oswaldo Cabrera, Oswald Peraza, or Anthony Volpe that could take his spot in spring.
Yeah, so it's not even just Volpe that's pushing his hand. Peraza.
No, he's got plenty of guys.
Peraza could play short every day. Hell, Oswaldo could play short every day. So there's plenty of options at shortstop. If the Yankees can get anything out of the Dodgers, if it can be a young Double-A pitcher, I'll take it. I will take it.
Especially, I mean, 2 home runs isn't going to cut it anymore.
No, it's not going to cut it. And his defensive numbers, and not even looking at his defensive metrics alone, just
he wasn't called I can't field for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
There were ridiculous plays that he fucked over the Yankees.
Yeah, there was just plays where you're just hoping that the ball's not hit to IKF, and that's the last thing that you need out of your shortstop from a winning baseball team. The absolute last thing. I guess we might as well talk a little Jason Dominguez. I didn't really.
Martian.
Yeah, it really didn't cross my mind before spring got underway that he could be on the big league roster by the end of the year.
I didn't think he was going to do this well. I mean, he's fucking raking.
Yeah, he's raking right now, and he ended last year in Double-A. So if he rips through Double-A first couple months of the year, play some Triple-A ball, and then come trade deadline, if the Yankees really haven't figured out the left field position, why not Jason Dominguez?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's plenty of guys that you could. I mean, there's two in my mind that could play left every day, and that's Dominguez in about 40 games, and that's Cabrera right now. But, I mean, you're going to see Cabrera turn into more of a utility guy throughout the whole year. So, I mean, Oswaldo Cabrera is not really going to – I don't think he's going to necessarily find a home anywhere at any of these positions because, I mean, where do you put him and where do you keep him?
Yeah, like he's not going to be able to stay at shortstop.
No, of course not.
The real only home he might have is left field, like you said. And he's not really an outfielder. I mean, he played damn good defense out in the outfield last year, but he's not really an outfielder. It's not really where you want to call home for Oswaldo Cabrera.
No, yeah, definitely not.
Especially with the talent that they have right now.
Yeah. A lot of outfield depth especially too. I mean, there's just another guy in the outfield. But I mean, do we see him, God knows how long Donaldson is on this team still.
Yeah, I
mean, third's going to open up pretty soon.
Yeah, which that might end up being Peraza's job, or I mean, this team's still floating around LeMahieu. There's a lot of depth right now, and it's kind of odd that they're defaulting to Donaldson and Hicks. I mean, Donaldson right now 3 for 9 this spring. You're not going to look too deeply into a guy like Josh Donaldson's spring numbers, especially late career like this.
Yeah, especially when he's hitting off of non-roster invite guys. Like, it's one thing, like, the reason why I'm excited about Volpe, and especially, like, how well he's been swinging the bat, is that since he's been leading off, like, he's facing a legit MLB talent rather than these guys that are trying to make a name for himself. Like, Mitch Keller had a sub-4 ERA last year. He had a 3.91 ERA last year. That's fairly fucking legit.
Yeah, and that's very legit for a guy who's also still trying to find himself out. So Mitch Keller's not too far removed from the top 100 prospect list. So he's still a young guy. Pretty much like you just said, Volpe's been playing. He's been in the starting lineup. He's been in the top 5 of the order every time he's been in the lineup. He hasn't been.
He's been playing well. He's been fielding well. He's been hitting well against everyday guys in this league.
Yeah, he hasn't been a defensive replacement like Jason Dominguez has, and Jason Dominguez started the first game of spring, but since then he's been a defensive replacement. But Volpe's been getting, like you said, at bats against big league guys, which is huge for the guy.
I mean, it makes me extremely confident to see him do so well. Only because we know what we have at short and third right now. Those are spots that we need to fill immediately, a lot sooner than a lot of Yankees fans might think. I mean, even though Donaldson doesn't seem that old, like, he's going to be gone very soon. And then
especially if he doesn't start producing, he's gonna get the boot.
So the only real big problem I have about that is that the Yankees do have a lot of talent in the infield, and they have a lot of depth in the infield, like we said. But there aren't really any. There's not, 3 or 4 clear-cut guys that you want to start in the infield.
Right.
Like, you can make a case for anybody starting in the infield, really. Like we said about the shortstop position, like, we have 3 guys that could very well, you could all make an argument for all of them to start at short on day one.
Right.
Like I said earlier, Peraza, Cabrera, and Volpe at this point.
Yep. And I guess, like you said, really, 4, so IKF, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, but still, I mean, fuck IKF.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd much rather see IKF go back to his gold glove position at third and see fucking Donaldson be done with it. But that's a whole other thing I'm not even going to get into.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of talk with Boone, maybe throwing IKF in the outfield this spring, seeing what he can do out there. Which,
I think that might benefit.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Because I don't know if he's played. I don't know if he's played any outfield in his career, and I mean, I guess you could just look at Oswaldo Cabrera, but he's a better glove than IKF, clearly. So
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how much confidence I have IKF being swapped around the outfield too.
Yeah, but I mean, my my ideal scenario would, you know, Donaldson's gone, IKF goes to third, and then one of these three youngsters, separates himself from the rest
Right.
and becomes that everyday guy. Because right now we have three guys that all have pretty decent fucking trade value if we wanted to look at it hypothetically.
Yeah. All,
But if
all,
one guy were to separate themselves, and then you have two other guys that you could use for pieces,
it,
maybe in a mid-season trade. Who knows?
you also have Gleyber Torres right now, which is a big question mark as to what's going to happen with him if he's going to be dealt.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready to trade him away. 4 for 13 this spring, the homer. Not sure I'm ready to get rid of him.
I'm not ready to get rid of him. I mean, when he's hot, he's probably
Yeah,
close to one of the best second base bats in baseball.
right, and that's where the infield kind of comes cluttered a bit, is because come opening day you've got LeMahieu, who needs to be in the lineup, who don't know if that's going to be at DH or what, with Judge and left maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
So it kind of comes down to the Yankees trade Gleyber Torres. I don't think so.
Well, yeah, all right, let's look at that hypothetically. If the Yankees were to trade Gleyber Torres, that would mean that LeMahieu would probably get everyday reps at second.
Which I love. I mean, I think he plays a great third base, but I'd love DJ at second every day.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't go wrong with either of them. But the only problem is, again, it's fucking Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, it is Josh. It's Josh Donaldson.
It always comes down to Josh Donaldson. I mean, and Aaron Boone said that he's confident that he's going to see a different Josh Donaldson starting in April, and I do not believe that for a second.
No.
Only because he's gotten yet another year older.
Yeah, and he was
Father Time always wins.
And he was the most stubborn at bat last year, which has made him so frustrating. He made almost no adjustments at the plate. Made no adjustments at the plate, and there was at bats where he would just see 3 fastballs and good hittable spots.
Take all of them.
Yeah.
Find the at bat.
Maybe they
know the exact at bat that I'm.
Well, yeah, there is one at bat where there is literally 3 right down the middle, but there's a good amount of at bats last year where he's getting 3 fastballs in different parts of the zone, and he's still taking all of them, which is just it's absolutely ridiculous. It's insane. So yeah, I guess probably hit on Hicks real quick. He hit a homer the other day with 2 hands on the bat. Never seen that in my life. But you're not gonna.
Still had that outfit blunder though.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not gonna fool me, Aaron Hicks.
He's not the defensive guy that he used to be. I mean, he still has a cannon, but he's not the glove that he was anymore.
Yeah, I was really hopeful that Florial would come out, and there's still a lot of time left in spring. He's 3 for 14 right now.
Hasn't been the best.
Yeah, that's still a very small sample size to go based off that. But again, Florial not really performing the way we want him to.
Yeah, I mean the pressure's building up on him. I mean, it's his 6th spring, and he's got it could be his make or break.
Yeah, because
he stays with this organization.
Yeah, because if he's not on the opening day roster, he's out of minor league options. So and there's enough teams that would pick him up. So this is kind of make or break for Estevan Florial here. I agree. I guess we can probably take a look over at the pitching, which is even less of a sample size. But
Clark Schmidt.
Yeah, Clark Schmidt. So in his first
batters, 5 Ks. How about that?
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. But his second start was a little rough. He gave up 4 runs in his last start. Didn't really get too far. But again, don't care. Listen, spring training is all about praising your guys and saying don't care when they suck. Because it really, because it really doesn't matter.
When they do bad, it's spring. When they do well, they're fucking sweet.
Yeah, Herman's looked pretty good, so you can't really, completely look away from that. 2 games.
I think that,
and
go back to our, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Yeah. To go back to our starting pitcher 5 day 1, I think Herman's kind of separated himself a little bit due to his consistency.
I mean, you think so? Even after Clark Schmidt's. I mean, he looked dominant in that first going, and Clark
He
Schmidt's
did.
Clark Schmidt's another guy where his clock's kind of ticking to give him that everyday chance. I know, and the Yankees like Herman, which I mean, because he had that stellar
Yankees
season
want
a couple of
to
years
stick with
ago.
Herman.
Yeah,
They've started to stick with him.
yeah. Even though I still want to see Clark Schmidt, and we'll see the rest of these 3 weeks or so. About 3 weeks left of spring training. How these last 3 weeks go, but if I had to guess, I guess it's probably Herman, which sucks. I want to see Schmidt.
I think it's the safe and conservative options that the Yankees would make.
Yeah.
They don't want to really take a risk.
Yeah, and Clark's he has experience out of the bullpen. Herman's never really been a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
Looking down the line here, Michael King back in about 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Love to see that.
He was, one of the consensus top 3 reliever in baseball before he got hurt last year.
Yeah, he was insane last year.
Lights out.
Yeah, it really just clicked with Michael King last year. Johnny Lowe getting ready to go off and play some World Baseball Classic in the next couple days. Maybe at this end of this episode, maybe at the end of this episode, we can take a little World Baseball Classic pick. So 2 innings for Johnny Lowe, 4 hits, 1 run. He looked good. He looked really built up.
Not too bad,
especially since he's going to play World Baseball. I'm sure he's had plenty of reps down the line. Carlos Rodon did not look great in his first start. 2 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. But again, who cares? Who cares?
2 innings for these guys is not enough for me.
No, and especially their first time. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, clearly not enough. Clearly, just not.
And still, everybody's still adjusting to this new pitch clock, which we're gonna ramble about that.
Yeah, we're gonna ramble. We're about to ramble.
We're rambling.
If you want to go pitch clock now,
the only thing that really concerns me with Johnny Lowe, with the pitch clock, is that he was the consensus slowest pitcher in baseball last year. I think he averaged 41 seconds per pitch last year. So now you give him 15 seconds to throw the ball, to set, pitch, and throw. How does he react to that? And that's a question for all these pitchers. How do these guys react to it? And I don't think it's very natural when you're watching the game and you see this pitch clock. The flow of the game is completely changed. It's a completely different fucking sport, almost.
Yeah, it's completely different. You're seeing guys walk up to the plate before they're even stepped in and ready in the box. The count's 0-1.
It's ridiculous.
That's insane. That's where I don't like it.
This spring decided by guys not getting in the box, getting called strike.
Yeah,
we've seen
two
fucking draws. It was the Astros Sox. They tied on a final fucking called strike to end the game. Spring, but whatever.
But that's the kind of shit that's gonna mirror going into the season. That's what you're gonna see. We're gonna see shit like that this year. And
it's an experimental year. It's going to be very, very odd to watch.
I don't like
baseball fan.
Yeah, I don't like putting the clock on batters. I do not like putting the clock on batters because that's not what's slowing down the game per se. Because like you said,
ridiculously short.
Yeah, and that extra half hour. I will say that watching a half inning of baseball is a lot shorter with the clock. And maybe a little bit easier to pay attention to, but that's pretty much where that ends, and it's not like it's a good trade-off.
I think it's ruining the game a little bit because these guys.
I think
we're not going to see people adjust to this, at least at the professional level, and that's at the professional level for at least 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, and I don't think they're throwing it into World Baseball play this year. Definitely not.
I'm glad.
I'm almost positive they're not.
Maybe. So you think about the FIBA rules and the NBA rules. Maybe we see something like that with baseball, where you see the World Baseball Classic, sticks to the traditional rules of baseball. And you see which sped up, updated version of baseball with the MLB.
Yeah, which they'll kind of have to because especially these Japanese
it'll ruin
teams.
The sanctity of the game if they don't.
Yeah, it'll give Team USA and the Dominican team and probably Puerto Rico, who are mostly MLB guys, really just completely take over the tournament if that's the case.
Yeah.
Because half of Team Japan and half of those teams that are really built off their own league that can still keep up, you're not gonna see them really competing if they change the pitch clock that way.
But I mean, ultimately, just to end the pitch clock talk, I think that going from, a complete no limit to 15 fucking seconds is insane.
Yeah, I think
so quick.
I think it could work with a little bit of adjusting. More
time.
Time. Don't time the batter getting in the box because that's fucking ridiculous. That's not what's slowing down the game. Is not the batter getting in the box. That's
no.
God, no. And and I'd like to see it just completely taken away late down the game. Maybe first 6 innings, get the game going a bit, and then when the game picks up a bit, last 3 innings, get rid of that shit. Don't let it decide.
I kind of want to just build off what you were saying about maybe a late inning switch or something. Kind of like how in college basketball when the clock's running no matter what on made baskets and shit.
Right.
In the first half and then early into the second half. And then, you look at the last 2 minutes, the clock fucking stops.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we see something like that with baseball where, the first 6 innings they have a pitch clock, but, those 7th, 8th, 9th inning stretches.
Yeah, because
they turn it off.
Because come big postseason at bats, the intensity comes from, pitcher.
Yeah.
Dwindling his nuts. It comes from the batters dwindling his nuts, and they're sitting there fucking locked eyes. That's where the intensity comes from. That's where you get your big moments in baseball. So I mean, like you said, it definitely could ruin the game. I guess we'll see how it looks.
That it's going to completely change. Well, I mean, no shit, it's going to completely change everything. But this is going to be a season that we've never seen before.
Yep. And the shift rule. I haven't even really talked about that. I think I'm on board. I'm
on board with it, but teams are figuring out how to get around it.
But I think so. They're figuring out how to get around it, but they're also completely giving up a huge gap in the outfield. Huge
part of
when you're taking your left fielder and putting them shallow right field, that's a nutty switch.
Totally.
To a guy you put a shift on like Anthony Rizzo like that. Good luck. That's not the same. That's not the same kind of shift that was screwing with Rizzo last year. That 4 outfielder. You're still only getting you're still only getting 3 guys in the outfield.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I think that. I mean, I guess that is the rule now. Essentially, is that you can only keep 3 guys in the outfield.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
that's a good rule.
Yep, 2 infielders on each of the bag. Yeah, it has gotten a little bit of extreme. It's definitely not like the early 2010s. We only saw shifts on guys like Gallo or whoever. Now it's just pretty much on every batter. So.
Joey Gallo. Who did he sign with the Twins?
Yeah, he's down in Minnesota.
Wow.
We'll see. I think he'll probably play well. Not New York, not LA.
I think he'll do all right.
Minnesota.
It's such a fucking incognito state. I mean, no respect to any Minnesotans that might watch us.
No, that's a big.
Who fucking talks about Connecticut? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Minnesota's kind of that's a quiet place for a guy like Joey Gallo to go and quietly do well.
Yeah, I think Texas was really the sweet spot for Joey Gallo. Big enough baseball town in Arlington. They all love him, but not huge world or USA market.
Totally.
They're not in any Yankee Red Sox fucking Sunday night baseballs. You're not getting all that with the Rangers. What else do we got? Just Judge to play a little left. We'll see how that looks. Would definitely like to see how many games. If Judge is playing left and they like it, it would be really interesting to see how many games they go with that with Stanton and right. Stanton is proven more healthy when he's playing right field, so they're definitely going to try to get him in right as much as
I think that
possible.
Aaron Judge is the best right fielder in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
From a defensive standpoint, no.
Yeah, from a defensive standpoint, and I think he can go over to left and play just as well, just as he played a really good center field last year.
Yeah, I mean, he's an interchangeable guy at left center. I think he will exceed and be an all-star at any of those positions.
Right. So yeah, I think play Stanton and right, and that might just completely squash the whole left field debate. If Judge is just gonna if Judge is just gonna play 90 games in left field next year, then then that is completely kind of.
That's kind of what we did with short last year. I mean, we had Glaber played like 30 games at short.
Yeah, which is one too many for Glaber at shortstop at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, listening to the fan and shit, fucking hearing the New Yorkers come in saying they don't want to see a Glaber Torres play a single day of shortstop ever.
He wasn't that bad, but
he really wasn't that horrible. But all these fucking New York fans, even myself included, have only been used to Derek Jeter at shortstop.
Right.
So, I mean,
Didi Gregorius. Those are our two everyday guys.
And even Didi was still let down to playing short for the New York Yankees. As good as he was.
Right. Yeah. Great arm, I should say. That guy.
I love Didi.
Oh, I can't. We all love Didi. Big homers. Big moments.
I miss when Didi Gregorius used to post on Instagram his drawings of everybody after everybody would win.
Oh yeah,
that was my favorite.
Oh, he was a great clubhouse guy.
Yeah, he was an awesome clubhouse guy.
Yeah, he's playing. I think you're about to see some big things out of him playing for Netherlands. I think you're gonna get some real big. I think you're gonna get some big Didi moments in the next coming weeks.
He's one of the only guys on that Dutch team that are actually from the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's like
everyone else is from Curacao.
Where is Xander? Is Xander completely Dutch? I
think Xander's from Aruba.
Is he? He's playing for the Dutch.
Yeah. Because I think Aruba's a Dutch island.
Xander Bogaerts. He
kind of like how
a
French national
Aruban
team is filled with all these African players that are from originally from Cameroon. I think Mbappe's Nigerian.
Yeah.
But I mean, not even to get into soccer, but soccer's crazy with shit like that, with the way that you can claim who you play for and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't even pay it like you said.
But actually that does kind of tie into the World Baseball Classic, because we see guys like Lars Nootbaar playing for Team Japan.
Yeah.
Who are the guys on Israel?
I don't even know off the top of my head. Well, I know I know A-Rod back in the day played for fucking the U.S. and then he was like, I'm actually gonna play for the Dominican this time around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we see that.
Yeah, you see that all the time. Let's see, Israel roster. I'm not recognizing any.
No,
of these
you'll
names.
see some names, dude. I promise you, it's someone big.
Ryan Lavarnway is the first one I recognize, and that's not a great name to recognize. Alex. Jock
Peterson. That's
bro,
who it is.
I'm literally looking at the I'm looking at the birth country for this. There's probably there's one guy actually born in Israel.
Actually from Israel, yeah.
There's one actually on that whole roster. It's all birth country. It's all USA, besides Shimo Lepetz. And he was born in 1979.
Dude, let's look up some Shimo Lepetz highlights.
Yeah,
the fact that guy's on Israel's roster with all American-born players is kind of astounding.
Ian Kinsler's coaching the team.
Ian Kinsler is coaching Team Israel.
Yeah, Brad Asmus is the bench coach. I'm surprised he's not the head coach over what? Where do these guys get their? That's crazy.
There are two guys in the Kansas City Royals farm system that are playing for Team Italy.
Yeah. Oh, you get the Italian guys. Let's see.
Yeah, check the fucking Anthony Rizzo, Team Italy.
Yeah. At least it's a little bit more, but there's still way too much birthplace USA here.
Well, I mean,
David.
can we really we
No.
can't really blame this because it's fucking baseball.
Right? Yeah, they're just trying to get guys.
Talking about America's pastime that was fucking founded during the Civil War.
Yeah, David Fletcher.
1863.
Yeah,
David Fletcher.
yeah, Nicky Lopez. Oh god.
Yeah, Nicky Lopez, I think, is one of the Royals.
Yeah,
guys.
Mike Piazza's coaching the team. Yeah. Oh boy.
Fucking Mike Piazza. That's incredible. I can't believe that. Oh, I need to plug my computer.
Is there any names on the Great Britain team? There's way too many USA.
Yeah, there are.
There's
way
way too many USA guys.
You see, I don't understand that. That's so fucked up.
Nick Ward. That's really the only name I really recognize here. Darnell Sweeney. Trace Thompson's playing for Great Britain. he's playing for Great Britain. Well, I mean, these are probably all guys.
Dude, isn't Trace Thompson Klay Thompson's brother?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
That's
These
so
are
fucked up.
these are all
That is so fucked up.
Yeah, these are pretty
I
much just
can't
all
believe
guys.
that.
Yeah, these are pretty much all guys that weren't gonna make Team USA on these teams.
Yeah, they were just like, I want to play.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. At least like the Puerto Rico roster, it's like just about all Puerto Rico born. Yeah, which you'll probably see the same with the Dominican team, which is
Dominicans,
loaded. Yeah. Oh wow, there's not.
Yeah, that's probably the scariest 1 through 4 since what'd you say? It was Jeter,
Griffey. I'm trying to think of who else was on that team, but there was, scary team, scary team. I think I still take Team USA's lineup over to Dominican this year.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think, but
Jeter, Griffey, and A-Rod, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I'm just that 1 through 4 is crazy of Julio Rodriguez, Soto, Machado, and then to clean up fucking Rafi Devers.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm saying like Team USA this year.
Really? You think so?
Mookie Trout, Goldschmidt coming off almost triple crown.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
A Trey Turner.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying.
I mean, no,
Especially-
it's really
especially
it's really close.
but,
And
like,
the
especially
Dominicans.
with Soto's blunders in the last year or two. Like Soto did not have a great year last year.
Yeah, but I could see those kind of guys love the World Baseball Classic, so you're gonna see them fucking be electric.
How about Mike Trout casually hitting 41 home runs this year after discovering that he has like irreparable back damage?
Yeah.
And shut down in the middle of the season.
And he had that huge stretch last year where he hit like 8 homers in 8 straight games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And
That guy in pinstripes.
Yeah, I know that's not gonna happen. That ain't happening at this
Oh,
point.
God.
Who knows?
Dude, a man
Until he's like 38 and he's
Man
like,
can dream. Watch it. Volpe becomes the everyday guy, right?
yo,
Everyday guy. Yanks send Dominguez, Peraza, Cabrera, Nestor Cortez, and 2 first-round picks.
oh
for
boy,
Mike Trout.
for Mike Trout, why not?
And then he's our. And you know what? We'll add Harrison Bader in there, so then we can have Trout playing center.
Yeah, that would be quite the lineup.
That'd be quite the trade, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I love Nestor Cortez. I would never let him go.
let him go as long as he is.
The little 5'10" plumber from
Yeah.
the Bronx.
You know, Nestor's not.
It's like
I'm a
any
little.
other 5'10" Dominican man in New York.
Yeah. I know. I don't know if I'd recognize him drunk on the train ride. Yeah, right.
He takes the subway to fucking train.
I know.
games.
I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what? If I was drunk on the train, maybe like
I would not notice.
I think we would like looking around and
mean,
be like,
I
who?
think we
Look
would.
at that mustache over there, like, having a beer. Look at that. Who's that? Is that? That's not Nestor. That's Nestor.
Super Mario.
Yeah, that's Nestor over there. No way.
Jeez. I would, dude. I would love that. Would make my life if I saw Nestor Cortez on a Sunday.
Yeah, on the way
It
to
would make my life
on the way
to Yankee Stadium.
on his way to dice up like 10 Orioles.
We're just all like paper bagging fucking nips on the train.
Yeah,
Just sitting next to him, locked in.
he's just
Headphones in. Nestor Cortez, ready to throw an 86-mile-an-hour fucking cutter.
Yeah, I'm
like topping out a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, just like.
I'm a little worried about Nestor with the clock, with his pitching style. I mean, like I think he'll be all right because
it's going to be a test for every pitcher in baseball, but it's going to be a test for this rotation.
He really,
these guys used to take their time.
He really only
like Johnny Lowe.
Johnny Lowe, yeah, he really only throws the timing stuff in like once a game, maybe a handful of times a game.
Just like to be funny.
Yeah, maybe not to be funny, but yeah. But, yeah.
Throw off the guy.
Right. Every once in a while, just to like give me strike. You know what I mean?
Well, Johnny Lowe would do it every single fucking pitch and just stare at the guy.
Yeah, which honestly, I think that might even improve his game. Just speeding him up. Just get back to the mound.
That's what Boone thinks. Boone thinks that it's going to prove. I mean, Boone said he was going to be a quote unquote monster this season. With the updated pitch clock.
Yeah, because I think he's gonna get the ball. He's gonna get back to them. He's a power pitcher. He's gonna get the ball. He's gonna.
True. I mean,
he's gonna.
Yeah. If you were to just speed himself up and fucking, just start pumping balls down the line. I mean.
Yeah, why not? Why the hell not?
I mean, he's a guy that tops out at 97, 98. If he starts speeding up and you start throwing harder, who fucking knows?
Yeah, and I mean, he could be a guy. I think last year, he was the clear-cut favorite to end up being the Yankee closer, and it just kind of ended up happening. And I think it could still happen this year, depending on what we get out of Clay Holmes. I don't think King will ever be in that spot, which is understandable because he can go a couple innings, and I like him as the guy. Bases loaded in the 5th inning, you can bring him in. Or the close.
Yeah, and you get 2 or 3 innings out of him.
Right.
3 innings max, but 2 solid innings out of him.
Yeah. So I love that out of King. I guess the closer spot's kind of up for grabs. A little worried about.
Oh yeah, especially when fucking
little worried.
Aroldis Chapman doesn't want to play fucking baseball.
Yeah, him and his tattoo infections.
Yeah, him and his fucking tattoo infections.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I can with this fucking guy. I mean, the Yankees can't really complain too much out of what they got after Aroldis Chapman.
Why are you getting a tattoo in the playoffs?
I don't know what he's doing. He's just being a dork.
It's just an unnecessary risk that you're taking.
Yeah, I mean,
in my opinion,
he's the kind of guy without unnecessary risks. He's taken a couple other ones, but
the Cuban Missile Crisis, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees got him, traded him for Glaber, got him back. There's not too much. There's not too much to complain about with Aroldis Chapman.
Really isn't, but
no, it's still fuck him. It's still salty, salt in the mouth. Doesn't taste good.
Doesn't taste good.
No. All right. Well, I guess real quick, no Austin Wells for the rest of spring. That was my non-roster MVP.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see him. He'll get his reps in the minors this year. He should be back.
My non-roster MVP was Esteban Florial, and he has not been. Even though he was on the 40-man last year, still has not lived up to expectations, unfortunately.
Nope.
But Oswaldo Cabrera has been playing very well.
Yeah, ready for Oswaldo. I'm ready to see what the hell. I'm ready for this season to get going, and definitely the next week, whenever the hell we record, definitely get some more at bats out of the big league guys. Well, out of the youngsters too, but as spring training goes on, the big league guys will get extended out more.
That is true.
Get him some more innings.
Judge has 9 at bats.
Judge has fucking.
He had 7 last time we talked.
Yeah, and he played last night. So
he had 2 probably and got subbed out.
Judgy is at. I just saw him when I clicked away. Judge is at 8 at bats.
8 at bats.
4 for 8 with a homer, couple doubles, 3 ribbies. Can't complain.
Yeah, I really cannot complain about that. I mean, he's just doing absolutely everything you can ask him to do.
Yep, that's what.
4 for 8 with 2 doubles and a dinger is crazy.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Yeah, Harrison Bader's been making.
It's what we should expect from the new Yankee captain.
Yeah, that's what we come to expect out of him, and that's just what fucking happens when he's on the field. You're at least getting good at bats from him. And I think with the pitch clock, he's gonna be even scarier. That guys have to get on the mound.
Yeah, guys aren't gonna be able to settle in and fucking
No, they're gonna have
about what they're gonna be throwing to this guy.
No, they're just gonna be shitting fucking cylinders out of their ass, and they're just gonna have to give him.
We might see some unforeseen batting numbers this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, it may level out in the coming years afterwards, but I mean, in such a prototypical year where we're gonna see guys, out of their comfort zone.
You're gonna see,
especially pitchers.
Yeah, you're gonna see guys trying to. You're gonna see guys trying to steal more bases with a bigger bag. Cutting you off. You're gonna see.
Yeah, we just had like 3 consecutive cutoffs, but it's still completely fine.
You're gonna see guys try to steal more bases with bigger bags. You're gonna see guys getting on the mound too quickly and giving up meatballs, and you're gonna see guys not be worried about the shift. That's just a hitter's paradise.
I think most importantly, you're not gonna see guys settle in on the mound.
No, there's gonna be no settling in.
I mean, there's gonna be zero.
Yeah, unless the catcher comes out and talks, there's gonna be absolutely.
There's gonna be a lot more mistakes. It's gonna be a lot more pitches left on the center of the plate. We're gonna see fucking Aaron Judge hit over 400 this year.
Triple crowd. Not
75 home runs.
Yeah, I was about to say not even 63 homers, but fuck it. Barry Bonds, here we come.
But all jokes aside, I think we're gonna see a spike in batting numbers this year, only because all these pitchers are gonna be out of their comfort zone. And you could say the same for batters, but it's a lot easier to settle in at the plate. I only played baseball for 10 years of my life, but it was just a lot easier settling in at a plate before settling in at a mound.
Yeah, it is a lot easier. Which the batters don't get as much time, but they just have to be in the box.
So they just have to be in the box, and then they can set their it's not. Yeah. You have to start your motion. There's a rule where you have to. I think
you have to be engaged.
The batter needs to be looking at the batter. Before 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. These are just stupid rules that hopefully they flatten out over the next year. I think that this year is going to be again very prototypical, but we're going to see a lot of flaws that they hopefully fix.
Yeah.
For example, maybe a longer fucking pitch clock. Maybe it's 25 seconds, max 30. I think 25 is the perfect sweet spot.
Yeah, especially not late in games. I think that works.
Yeah.
First 6-7 innings of the game. Why not?
And again, hopefully down the road, I hope they take away the extra innings. Second baseman.
Yeah, that's another fucking rule we haven't talked about.
I don't like that.
I
really don't like that.
Because there's really nothing better. When you're all banged up on a Friday night. And the game's going to the 15th inning, and the game's still on at 2 a.m. Who doesn't love that?
I just didn't think that there were enough games like that for them to I just think the fact that the average game length was long, which I agree that it was, and I didn't originally hate the idea of putting a pitch clock in. But they're trying to cut over 45 minutes of time from a game that's just, they're changing the chemical makeup of the sport per se,
right,
for everybody, and that's going to affect every single level of baseball, all the way down to fucking coach pitch.
Yeah, you're not going to gain more viewers. Your audience is still going to be the same. Of that half an hour you cut off the average game.
Yeah,
that half an hour or so.
I don't think you're doing enough to attract this new sense of viewership that they think that they're attracting by doing
you really just gotta let. I think the big thing is just letting guys play like they do in the World Baseball Classic, like they do down in all these Dominican World Series and all these all these World Series down south of the border where they're just they're playing. The crowd's electric. That's the kind of shit that attracts people to the game. No clocks or
no sense of time. It's all about excitement. It's all about fire. You see a lot of these guys, like Tim Anderson last year and the last couple of years has been kind of ridiculed by older MLB fans for being flashy and being kind of pimping out home runs, pimping out walks, all this shit. But that's good for the game at the end of the day, because that's what the younger crowd's gonna want to see.
Yep.
I mean, if you were to compare it to basketball, like there's just a certain swagger in basketball now that like attracts the younger crowd a lot more than what it did in like the 80s, I would say. Even not to, fucking make differentiations about 80s basketball and basketball now, but it's just the sense of culture has changed. And I think that baseball could use a reset like that where you see a more exciting group of young players completely transcend a sport.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a very good group of young baseball players right now in the sport.
Absolutely,
that could take it there. And kind of have taken it there. I'd say baseball has grown a bit and populated. I think baseball's
up and up, yeah.
Yeah, it's been on the up and up for the last couple of years at least. At least we're not sitting here talking about it being dead, or I guess, it still kind of is the talk.
Well, that's what
it still kind of is the talk,
was a
but
fear of people. Like that's what a fear of. I mean, I played lacrosse growing up and growing up throughout high school and whatnot, but the general consensus around a lot of younger people is that baseball was too boring and there's a lot of standing around and all this shit.
Yeah.
And I guess it makes sense to speed up the game like this to get more people active and more interested. But I don't think it's working.
Yeah, that kind of just seemed like the default answer. Like, all right, game's slow, try to speed it up.
Speed it up and see what happens.
You just got to bring more intensity into it. That's pretty much it. Just more intensity is really all it needs. Yeah, we've been rambling for quite a bit. I guess we'll try to. Yeah, why not? Good.
Yeah, good.
Good. You're right. Good.
This video is sponsored by Jinro Green Grape Soju.
Yep.
I'm currently mixing it with Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
It tastes delicious.
Yeah. Dawson's been all about the soju. We're gonna get that sponsorship. Keep on flashing that shit around. I guess real quick before I wrap up, I really, really am excited to see what Trey Sweeney does until he goes back to minor league camp. First round pick. He's been looking quite good. Another fucking middle infielder. Why not Trey Sweeney? Why not just get hot down in the minors? Have some more value down there.
Give Brian Cashman some more to think about.
Yeah, right. This one of the more.
I mean, he already has enough to think about with the amount of fucking traffic we have in the middle of the infield right now.
Yeah, I mean, this minor league group right now is probably the most exciting group since like Judge, Gary, Rob Refsnyder, Greg Bird. Oh, Greg fucking
Bird is the worst.
Bird. Where is he? Because I know he's not on the Yankee system like he was last year.
We traded him somewhere, maybe to Detroit.
Greg Bird.
Yeah, look up Greg Bird real quick. Greg Bird was, I mean, he made me very happy as a Yankees fan.
My first playoff game was Game 3 of the ALDS. Yanks down 2-0 to the Indians. Back against the wall. Greg Bird, 1-0 win. Greg Bird homer. Oh god, the bleachers went absolutely fucking bananas.
Fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Greg Bird had an opportunity to. I mean,
god, yeah.
He was hailed as that guy to, he could have been
he was
successor to Shara.
Yeah, he was for a very long time.
Promising, to say the least.
For a very long time, in Yankee fans' eyes, he was the guy.
And then he just lost it. He got injured and just lost it.
Yeah, guy's made of glass. Yeah, he's unrostered right now. In about 2 months, he'll in 2 months.
He'll get picked up.
In 2 months, you'll probably see him playing in Scranton again.
Maybe.
I mean, he was playing Scranton ball last year. He was hitting pretty well.
Scranton.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about all I've got to hit on. This episode went a little so this episode went longer than expected. A lot of rambling.
I mean, this episode wasn't just a fucking Yankees podcast.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh shit. Real quick, should we go world baseball picks?
Let's do it.
Who you got? Who's winning? Japan. The Japs.
Munetaka Murakami.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah.
Animal.
He was ripping some ball.
5 live at bats against Yu Darvish. Fucking dinger.
Yeah.
Fucking Oppo down the fucking baseline.
Hitting ropes. Japan's a nice little sneaky team. I think everybody's.
They're the odds-on favorite.
Are they? I feel like everybody's been. I feel like everybody's been looking U.S. Dominican, Puerto Rico.
it like doesn't make any fucking sense. I would imagine that Japan would be like third or fourth on that.
Yeah, I
list,
mean
but they're the favorite right now.
I mean, they won the first couple World Baseballs, and right now they've got Shohei, Yu Darvish. They've got guys all over the place. So why not?
Well, I mean, all like just the Japanese league's also just so like progressive too.
Yeah, very progressive league. Very much gonna throw these other countries off, and
Like Munetaka Murakami could come into this World Baseball Classic and like completely just yard off every single American pitcher.
Yeah, he could win MVP.
He could murder everybody.
He could win World Baseball MVP. Japan's not a bad pick. I'm going to have to go, as much as I want to take the U.S., I think I'm going to have to go Puerto Rico. The last 2 World Baseball Classics, they finished as the runner-up. They've got a lot of talent on that team. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Puerto Rico. I think they're hungry for it. A lot of the same guys on that last team. I think Puerto Rico is gonna take it.
Don't mind it.
All right. Well, those are the World Baseball picks. A lot of World Baseball coming up in the next couple of weeks. And that's been it for episode 3 of Pinstripes with Putt. I've been Putt. This has been Dawson.
That's all, folks.
All right. Smell ya.